Hello, and welcome to Homer for Saturday, May 10th, 2025. Today, we are going to be doing lines 332 down to 348, in which Dolon begins his mission and the Achaean heroes notice him. So we'll do the English real quick. So spake he, and swore thereto an idle oath, Dolon, and stirred the heart of Dolon. He's going to send him there. Forthwith then he cast about his shoulders his curved bow, and thereover clad him in the skin of a grey wolf, and on his head he set a cap of ferret skin, and grasped a sharp javelin, and went his way toward the ships from the host. Howbeit he was not to return again from the ships, and bear tidings to Hector. But when he had left the throng of horses and of men, Kalipomen, when he had left the throng of horses and men, he went forth eagerly on the way, and Odysseus, sprung from Zeus Diogenes, was ware of him as he drew nigh, and spake to Diomedes, Yonder, Diomedes, cometh some man from the camp, I know not whether as a spy upon our ships, or with intent to strip one or another of the corpses of the dead, but let us suffer him at the first to pass by us on the plain a little way, and thereafter let us rush forth upon him, and seize him speedily. And if so be he outrun us twain by speed of foot, ever do thou hem him in toward the ships away from the host, darting after him with thy spear, lest in any wise he escape toward the city. Excellent.
Altigadam pomoisina baleto campula toxa. Esato ectosten rinon polioio lucoio. Kratia pictiden cunen eledoxuna conta. Bedienae protinea suppostratura melen. Apostato ura de melen. Eltonnek neuon absectore muton a poisen. Alote de ripon te kai andron califomilon. Perano don memos tonde frasoto prosionta. Diogenes Odysseus Diomedea de prosepen. Uotostis Diomera supposta tuerceta nera. Ucoide nessin episcopos emeteressin. Etina sua lesson cuon catetetne oton. Alaumen min prota par excelten pedioio. Tuotona petecautona paixantes eloimen. Carpalimos dame paraphthaies ipodesi. Aie min epineia supposta topi potie lane. Enkea paison me prospotiastua luxe.
Tough. We're switching up the order today. Anyway, what is there to say about this wonderful passage? Well, first of all, we notice how quickly things have moved here, right? So there's the beginning here. So spake he, and swore thereto an idle oath. Right? So who swears it? Hector swears it. And he stirred up his heart. He stirred up Dolon's heart. And then Altikadam for moisina baleta campula toxa, right? So and then he put on his shoulders, right? Once again, I believe this is Dolon's shoulders. He put his curved bow, right? The campula toxa, right? And then right after that, he also set upon him hasatotectos then hinon polioio lucoio, this gray pelt. Polioio is gray, lucoio is of the wolf. It's Lucas, the wolf. Anyway, and he's got the marmot, right? He's got sort of marmot, ferret, right? Skin. It actually, it seems like it's dog, but it's actually skin. Then he's also got a very sharp spear, right? And then what happens after this? Well, then he goes to the enemy ships, right? And then this is the kind of tragic line here. I think that you can sense the tragedy with the construction, right? Which is that it comes in, the line sort of stops prematurely. Bedienai putinea supostatu uradamelen, right? So there's this colon here. And obviously the line goes all the way through. Bedienai putinea supostatu uradamelen. Sorry, I kind of messed it up in my performance. But, obviously the line goes all the way through. But it's the question of, did one notice how important these lines are for Dolon's fate as it was being recited? Because, up until now, right, although it's kind of clear that he's being a bit hubristic, I'm going to go against the Achaeans, I'm going to go to their ships. It's not really clear what his fate is completely, right? But here, statu uradamelen, right, like in these last, 2.5 feet, right, you sort of, statu uradamelen, right, how many is that? Yeah, just 2 feet. But it's kind of an interesting break, right? It's a syntactic break, and it's also, I think, maybe that would have been reflected musically, but because we get the truth here, which is that he was not going to go back to the ships. He is not fated to come back and then speak the muathon to carry this myth to Hector, right? Apopero, right, which is like bring. And this is the, an interesting infinitive, future infinitive form. That's why it has that sigma. Anyway, rest in peace, Dolon, pretty soon. Last thing that's worth noting is that Odysseus is a crafty guy, and he comes up with this plan. And although the plan is cool, let him keep running so that he can't just turn around, right? I think it's very worth noting one particular thing here, which is that he frasato, right? Ton de frasato pro... I always got this wrong. Be ranodon memos ton de frasato... prasato prosionta, right? So first of all, prasato prosionta, those kind of rhyme, And second of all, he frasatos him, right? He senses him, right? This is different than this is like, it's not see, right? He didn't see him, right? It's like, he shrewdly comes up with him. He marks the man who is coming toward him, godlike Odysseus, because what is it right now? It is very, very dark outside, so we can't forget that. Anyway, that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed this passage, and I look forward to sharing more Homer with you tomorrow. Have a wonderful day, and take care.